This is the matchup that you have all been calling for. Clinton Chisholm, Mutabaruka. Welcome to Religious Hard Talk. I am Ian Boyne. Almost everywhere I go, people want Clinton Chisholm. With the battering of Christianity, which has taken place on this program, people have been yelling out. The Christian community has been saying, where is Clinton Chisholm? Well, he has been in Florida for several years now. But he came back recently to launch this bombshell of a book, Revelations on Rastafari. Perhaps the first full-length Christian critique of Rastafari. The first work which attempts to prove the errors of Rastafari. Well, Mutabaruka is here to reply to him. There are some central claims of this book, Revelations of Rastafari. One, I quote, Rastafari's view of Emperor Haile Selassie as a black man's God is marred by ignorance and misconceptions. You know that Clinton does not mince word under any guise of courtesy. Because the emperor was not black, Clinton Chisholm says. He was not a Negro, and he had no name or title that was unique to him. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, that was not unique to him. The traditional idea that Emperor Haile Selassie is a direct descendant of Solomon lacks historical corroboration and is refuted by the fact of the non-Solomonic Negroid Zagwe dynasty ruling in Ethiopia for over a century, and as well by the century-long collapse of the Ethiopian monarchy in the middle of the 18th century of this era. Moreover, all the emperors of the last 200 years of the monarchy were unrelated by blood, except for one, despite the fact that all claimed to be Solomonic. The notion that modern Ethiopia is spoken of in the Bible is misguided, because every such reference speaks of Kush, which is Sudan, not the modern landmass known as Ethiopia. The Kebra Negas account of the connection between Solomon, the Queen of Sheba, and the Ethiopian rulers is based on fiction. So too is the story of the ark being taken to Ethiopia. Emperor Haile Selassie was self-consciously a professing Christian, indeed a defender of the Christian faith in Ethiopia, and he encouraged others to accept Jesus Christ of Nazareth as Lord and Savior. Therefore, Clinton says that Rastafari is based on theological ignorance, is misguided, and Christians are provided with the ammunition to destroy Rastafari in this book. He is encouraging people to get this book. This is what Christians need to shut up Mutabaruka finally, and to silence him and all of those who hold to Rastafari. But this night belongs to these two men. They have met before in combat. Tonight there is a rematch. This is the clash of clash. Cartel and Movado, they can't come to this kind of clash. Ninja Man, Merciless. The Clinton, Chisholm, Mutabaruka clash is the clash. Gentlemen,
well,
Bumbang respect.
How
you mean? You know, really just hard talk around the road there right now.
Bring a certain thing in Jamaica.
Well, it's still
ammunition.
All right, true. Yeah, father, yes. Broadcasting commission, right?
It's an ammunition, though. I mean, you know, what kind of metaphor is
But
that?
Clinton, across Ethiopia. And this view that Christianity is really a white man's religion and European religion, you dismiss that also.
No, I blame the people who have studied at universities and still parrot that kind of a foolishness, because Christianity is a Middle Eastern religion. It's not a white man's religion. Christianity was in countries in Asia and the Middle East long before it came to Europe. Long before. So, I mean, it would be difficult to justify the view that Christianity, which predated its arrival in Europe, is a white man's religion.
So when we as black people accept Christianity, we're not turning our back on Africa and going to Europe.
No. Christianity was in Africa long before it entered Europe.
Long before it entered Europe. What are some of the other key points that you make?
The issue of the connection between Solomon, King Solomon of Israel, and the Queen of Sheba and the so-called first emperor of Ethiopia also lacks historical verification. I mean, Solomon could have had sex with the Queen of Sheba. I grant that the man loved women and preferably supine, but there's no historical support that he slept with the Queen of Sheba or that they had a child together and that child became the first monarch in Ethiopia. No historical support for that at all.
So this book, the Kebra Negas, that, you know, some Rastafarians heal.
And Ethiopians too.
Ethiopians, yeah.
Yeah, it's a tremendous book, you know. It's not completely mythical.
Oh.
It's just that it goes overboard. You can't rely on the Kebra Negas for historical material.
You can't.
You have to really read it with your glasses on and your glasses wiped clean. Because there are times when the Kebra Negas messes up historically. It, for instance, confuses Candace, 1st century monarch, with the Queen of Sheba, who's a 10th century monarch. The Kebra Negas calls the two women one and the same. Even though you have some 9 centuries separating them. So there are those historical blunders in there. So you can't just swallow it hook, line, and sinker.
In your view, therefore, Clinton, Rastafari is our indigenous religious movement. We've exported it over the world. But it is based on sand.
A lot of sand.
Erroneous.
Use that metaphor, a lot of sand, yes.
Historically and theologically.
Misconceptions originated at the very beginning, from the foundations.
From the foundation.
The name of the movement, there were misconceptions.
Oh,
now, I call the first one with the name Rastafari movement. Muta mentions it in a lecture he gave in, where was it? Is somewhere in
California.
I get some lecture. I don't remember. You have to tell me.
This book by, I forgot the fellow's name, Rastafari 21st.
For a book of Rastafari 21st century.
Yeah.
What Muta is it? Yeah.
Yeah, what Muta mentioned is that why is the movement called Rastafari?
Oh, okay.
When Selassie ceased being a Rast from 1928.
I see.
And it's a point I've raised in my cassette from 1992. That it's a slight contradiction. I don't call it a major contradiction.
Yes.
But it's a slight contradiction. I don't call it a major contradiction.
Yes.
You see, the Rastas love the word Ras. Because for them, Ras, for many of them, I should say, don't me qualify and speak guardedly.
Yeah.
For many Rastas, Ras means head creator. But Ras just means head of an army.
All right, we're going to get that chance.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we will come to you the end of
So
the thing. Yes.
Ras Makan and his father was an army. He was head of an army. That's why it was called Ras. So Ras doesn't mean head creator. And his name, Haile Selassie, power of the Trinity, was not a name that he assumed out of thin air when he ascended the throne. That was his baptismal name.
I see. Do you believe that those who remain Rastafari, who die in the Rastafarian faith, believing that Selassie is God, that they can be saved?
But if they die, they don't have any chance of being saved if they believe that Selassie is God.
If they believe that Selassie is God, they won't be saved.
They can't be saved by that because
They can't be saved.
salvation is only in Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Or those who are fussy linguistically, Yeshua of Nazareth.
So if Muta doesn't accept Christ before he dies,
That's his Lord and Savior.
he's going to be cut in
He
hell.
and I are going to part company. I'll be in heaven, he'll be in
He'll
heaven.
be in hell.
I would wish us to be together in heaven.
I don't know if I should have
Oh, where do you come back?
I don't know if I should have excused myself from the tour to go out.
No, we'll come to you. We'll come to you. You'll have enough time to redeem yourself, and hopefully what Clinton has to say might help you to be redeemed and be in paradise with the Lord. This is the matchup that you have been asking for. Clinton Chisholm, Mutabaruka, only on Religious Hard Talk. Revelations of Rastafari is Clinton Chisholm's bombshell book, which is said to destroy the foundations of Rastafari and to expose it as a system riddled with historical, theological, and philosophical errors. But Mutabaruka, the celebrity Rastafarian poet and philosopher, is here to contest the ideas of Clinton Chisholm. Muta is quoted quite extensively in this book. And we turn over now to Muta.
The first thing I want to really work with now is the idea when you read about Haile Selassie is not a black man or a Negro.
Yeah.
You know, the idea of black and Negro, well, Negro is still black, but the idea of black is really a political thing, jargon. Rastafari is not claiming black man and Negro, even though he's recognizing Africa as a black continent. What Rastafari is saying is that black people never have an African God and an African king to claim. And when Owil claimed Haile Selassie as black people king, he was responding to an event, not a situation, not an idea. He was saying that this man, Haile Selassie, that Marcus Garvey said that black people must worship God through Ethiopia, through their own spectacle. Which we want to come to what him saying that is not Ethiopia physically, the place we're talking about. When Marcus Garvey tell us that where is the black man God, where is the black man king, where is the black man kingdom, in page 42 of the Philosophy and Opinions of Marcus Garvey, there is a topic there that Marcus Garvey talks about the image of God. And it clearly states that if the Jews want to worship God through the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, let him do it. If the Chinese want to do this thing, let them do it. But we, though late it might be, must worship God through Ethiopia. And that is what we choose to do. Now, when Leonard Owen in 1930 saw that this African, we're not talking about a political mindset, no, we're talking about black and Negro. This African was crowned in 1930. Leonard Owen says, this is the redeemer for black people. This is the person who's going to redeem black people out of the thing. And we must now see that black people have a king that is African, and it's not the king of England, which is a European. So the idea that Haile Selassie is not a black man now is a really problematic situation. Because what I think Clinton is alluding to is that Haile Selassie is of a mixed breed.
Semitic.
Yes, no. We have to really work with that. We have to work out that understanding of the black man. I really want to ask Clinton, if the people of America decide, say, they're going to declare Obama God or Christ, would you say that Obama is not a black man because he have a white mother? Because it is the person who is defining their existence and not the person who is looking on. And if Haile Selassie declare himself as a black man,
He has not.
yeah, but I can tell you that I have read speeches where I is talking about we as Africans.
Yes, Africans, yeah.
Yeah, but Africans are not Semitic.
But Selassie claims to be Semitic.
No, yeah, but that is the greatness about the situation. No, he's claiming Semitic lineage, and he's claiming the African lineage because his mother, according to the thing that you just put down a while ago, according to the history of the Ethiopians, this queen mixed with this Semitic person. So he's claiming now the Semitic lineage and the African lineage, meaning that when he says that he's an African and we Africans will fight if it is necessary, he's not talking about the Semitic, he's talking about the black people in Africa. So we must not declare now, say, because Haile Selassie's great-grandparents, which is used fighting against, I don't know, or you're going to fight against the history of the thing and then still say that Haile Selassie is Semitic. Because I'm not saying that Haile Selassie don't have Semitic in him. I am saying that Haile Selassie is claiming Semitic, and Haile Selassie is also claiming his black heritage based upon his mother and based upon his father, his grandfather. He's claiming this two things. Just like how we stand up and hear Obama say, his mother was white and his father was black. And he's claiming being an African American. He is black. Obama is a black man. Whether he has white in him or not, he is defining himself. Not you, not me. Haile Selassie is a black man based off of that his parents.
He so define himself?
He defines himself as a black man.
Where?
Where what?
You have otherwise?
Yes, it's in the Constitution. He said
The Constitution. He says
it's not the Semitic line, yeah.
Semitic.
It's in the Constitution. He said
The Constitution. He says
it's not the Semitic line, yeah.
He has never claimed to be a black man.
Never claimed black. He's an African that's uncontested.
But Botha was an African.
But tell me something now. African. It is more important in the realms of what Rastafari is saying to an African are talking about Semitic. Which one is more important to the Rastaman?
African, I would think.
Yes, all right. Then it's Haile Selassie an African.
He was an African.
Then what you talking about?
But your white people were
You just said that which white people is African?
No, you said...
white person.
No, which white people is African?
A white person cannot.
No, tell me which white person is African? Which white person is African?
A person born on the landmass of Africa.
It's not
You can't
African.
call it-
It's
all right,
African.
all right.
No.
Identity,
Which
yeah.
white person born on the landmass of Africa?
Born in Africa. It's a white person. A white man who is born in Africa.
Where? Tell me where. Where is born? You have to tell me the place where I'm born in Africa for him to be
No matter when born.
No.
Right,
If a cow born in a pig pen, it's not a pig.
Motel is the Chinese. Motel is the Chinese. No matter where the Chinese.
No.
Born is the Chinese.
Which white man born in Africa is an African?
All right,
tell me.
Any white man born in Africa.
No, but that is not true.
Anyway, leave it.
Maybe he's an South African, but he's not an African.
All right.
If a white man born in Ghana, maybe he can be a Ghanaian. So by nationality, but he's not an African.
Back to Selassie.
Wait, man, don't stop me, man.
No.
African.
African.
No, but we try to answer the question because he write a whole book about it.
I want to see where you define yourself as a black man. As he ever defines himself as a black man.
Yes.
Where?
And we're not talking about what him define himself. No, we're talking about being African. And if a white man is African,
Rastas don't just emphasize the African part. They emphasize the blackness.
But I am telling you now, that blackness is a political thing that he's using now against Rasta. The blackness is a thing that he's using against Rasta. And Rasta is talking about Africa. When Marcus Garvey talk about black, what him talking about? When Marcus Garvey talking about black, what him talking about? A white man born in Africa?
No.
He's talking about Africans.
Right.
So we are justificating the word African with black. That's what we're doing now. And we are saying that you are an African, he's a black man.
Muta.
Yes.
I am older than you, I think. I grew up with the oldest Rastas in Montego Bay. And in the old days, ask any old Rasta, when Rastas talk about black man religion, they matter about black.
Did you live Rastafari? Did you live it?
I didn't live the lifestyle.
Alright, so I am the person who live it now. So when you live amongst them,
you're younger man with the Rasta.
So what that
You didn't want to the ancient man.
you don't know that the ancient man. Wise and prudent reveal to the babe and suckling. So if I am a babe to you, I am revealing something to you now. I am saying to you, an African, Haile Selassie is an African, and Haile Selassie is a black man. Now, whether you hear Haile Selassie say it or not, I am telling you that I have read Haile Selassie talking about the black people of Africa, including himself.